And then here's the thing. You know, I was talking to Lawyers for Workers. He said I don't know. I got to talk to him again. Maybe his mind changed. But after yesterday, he thought that Tory should testify to just really nail this home. But I think not. But maybe he does. If he does, I can't see him. He's probably going to be up there a while.
I don't know if it's a good idea for him to get up there. But if he would be balanced and if he would speak to certain things and tell the truth about it and just be clear and concise, it could work in his favor. It could. If he got up there and said, you know, I was wrong for sleeping with those two women and then doing that and bringing that up. And if he maybe, you know, went maybe that way, maybe. But I don't know if that's the best idea.
I drive the narrative back to what the defense opening was, that, hey, basically something that my client's only guilt is that, you know, he was probably not the best of man in terms of dealing with two women and being truthful, and maybe he was playing them against each other. But when it came to violence, my client was not a violent individual that night. If Tory gets up there and delivers a testimony like that, which would obviously have to hinge on what happened when he showed up at the party, what did you see, what happened in the car, what escalated the argument, why did you, if you ever did get out the car, why did you get out the car, why did the women get out the car, where there's a fight, did you try to break up the fight, were you inciting the fight, were you part of the fight? I think all these things are really important. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you right now. If I'm scoring this, again, I keep saying like a boxing match, I think Tory's up too much.
It's too much doubt
to do it.
Believe what you want to believe. It's too much doubt. It wouldn't be reasonable.
It's too much doubt. Again, I went into all of this by saying this. Do people care about who really pulled the trigger, or do people care about if this is a good case? Those are two different things. We might never know who pulled the trigger, but this case is trash.
This is one of the sloppiest things I've ever seen in my fucking life. For people to supposedly have so much money and to have so much backing and to have so, like, just supposed to be these bomb-ass lawyers and all that, this was sloppy as fuck.
Hey, put it like this, and salute to Tory's lawyer. I'm probably fucking up his last name, Medeshin or whatever his name is, but hey, put it like this. If you're going to bring up somebody's social media post, especially this last minute, and by the way, it was probably not in discovery or whatever the case, but you're bringing it up now. You know what me as a defense attorney is going to know? You haven't hit Instagram with a subpoena to actually get record of, okay, when was this posted? What's the IP on it? And that's why they just shredded that detective or whoever it was. Hey, you're basically acting like somebody who's a commenter on the Shade Room or Akademiks page, and you're acting like whatever you see, you're going on face value. That don't work in a court. That's bullshit.
It does not work.
Everything. What I'm hearing, great desperation.
That's exactly what it is.
Desperation. It's sad.
And y'all just gave him this 2 days ago. That's last minute effort shit. And he didn't even seek out any other information. And he literally said that wasn't the task I was given.
Hey, desperation, but also I'm telling you, put it like this. I guarantee when talking about the anything that was contradictory when it came to the Gayle King interview, or maybe the live that Meg did, or even the live that Kelsey did, I'm guaranteed they didn't play that in full. If I'm Tory's lawyer, I would say, listen, why do we have to play the entire 80-minute clip of her talking to the prosecutors? We should find the relevance in it, and then we should play that. Because y'all didn't play the whole thing where, everybody's being performative before we get in court. And also for everybody, again, you are talking to law enforcement, or, you're talking to the prosecutor, or maybe a detective, but you're not under oath. So again, you're going off your memory. Again, as long as you're not planning and making an effort to lie to the detectives, if you didn't remember, you're not going to be charged for your statements. It's not the same thing as what could happen in a court of law, when it comes to perjury, where it's like, yo, hey, if your
Right.
memory is hazy, don't
Right.
make it up. You know what I mean? So I'm now wondering, hey, listen, the prosecutor is desperate. They're trying to get 80 minutes of audio. So think about tomorrow when you go in. 80 minutes
Right.
of audio, we got to listen to this bullshit?
Right.
Nah. Tory's lawyers got to this up a little bit. But
Yeah.
I don't think Tory takes a stand at all.
I don't think
Fuck
they
that.
need to.
You take the stand.
You know,
You're
they'll do
up
what they
too
want to
much.
do, but I don't think they need.
This case,
But like,
this
yeah, don't
case
fuck
has
it up.
erupted. If anything, that prosecutor should be thinking like this. We lost this bitch. Well, we tight. So if anything, we're going to try to get everybody on some perjury charges because something fucked up.
Yeah.
They sent us on a dummy mission. We look stupid as the district attorney's office for LA County. What the fuck did you go in court where Meg is saying she's selective, she's not really doing what she needs? I mean, she did do enough, but again, she didn't see shit, or really, it's not even what Meg said in court, it's what Meg said out of court. Meg gave so much caveats on social media, you couldn't use her as the strongest witness. She's not an eyewitness. She's just a material witness and also the victim. Now you got Kelsey. Kelsey's supposed to be the eyewitness. She's supposed to be the star. Oh, I seen Tory pull a gun. I was telling him, yo, chill. Listen, after he shot her and he was walking up, I jumped in between them. He punched me in my face. Kelsey comes and says, Cap, that never happened. And if I told y'all that, y'all is because y'all were pressuring me because really, y'all want to get Tory.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about Tory. Yeah. Who could actually vote once this goes to the jury? Who could vote that this is 12 people that's going to say Tory guilty? What the fuck? I'm telling you, I guarantee the DA at this point is only looking for, hey, who's gonna perjure themselves.
It's over.
This is over. And by the way, at this point, do you even need Kylie?
But wait, all we finna do is I guess going to overtime and Tory gets more points. Because I mean they gonna reiterate and speak to EJ gonna come and speak to Megan's attitude. Corey can come and speak to why in the hell, people got put out. So this is that's the nail in the coffin with these witnesses.
This shit is sad. And unfortunately, I think the prosecutor is going to be mad at the fact that they're going to be mad at Kelsey and Tory. No, not Kelsey and Tory. Kelsey and Meg. They're going to look at Meg and say, Meg, why you ain't tell us there's this much holes? Why did you basically act like we could have probably won this shit?
Right.
And I'm pretty sure, a lot of people are thinking like, my man Black 100, he actually says that Meg's going to be charged. Right. No way. You look too crazy. You can't charge.
Now, what happens? Megan might not get charged, but when Tory walks away from this, because that's what I'm manifesting, let's talk about the lawsuit that should come after that. Let's talk about defamation. Let's talk about all these outlets and what they said about him. Let's talk about the bias and the prejudice.
Hey, unfortunately, I think because at the end of the day, the judge is going to still rule that no matter what happened, even if Tory is wrongly accused, Meg is still a victim. And because Meg is still a victim, I don't think that there will be nothing punitive happen to her. The only thing that will happen to her is that people will believe her less because she got up on Instagram and said, Tory shot me and I want to see that bitch ass nigga beneath the jail. So you have the court of public opinion. The court of social or the court of public opinion. Those people will, they'll vote with their, lack of support or their voice to say, hey, we're not fucking with Meg. But I'm just thinking about Meg being a victim. The DA looks crazy already.